Hey everyone, welcome back to the Notable Readers.
I'm Chloe,
And I'm Phillip,
and we're two friends who love diving into books.
talking plots, characters, and everything in between.
So grab a cozy spot and a warm drink, and let's get reading. So, for our first little part, we're going to be talking about our October book of the month, which is The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. We are currently reading this for the month of October. The reading wrap up and our review will be at the end of the month. But if you want to read the book with us, I recommend joining our Fable book club called The Notable Readers, where you can read the book with us. We post updates every week as long with our episodes, as well as the Notable Readers Book Club. Me and Philip both have our own separate book clubs. Mine is Bookworm Bugs. Wait, is that what it is? No,
I
wait.
don't know.
Wait, what is it? Bugs Bookworms. Okay. Mine is Bugs Bookworms. So for the October books, we have two options right now, but by the time this video is out, there is going to be one that is up. But the two options are 11/22/63 by Stephen King and then One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. Philip, what are your book club options? Like, what's your book club on Fable?
So my book club is Ink and Quill. I'm sorry, I just want to point out like that,
Mm,
that like logo thing.
yeah.
Amazing. I'm between Thinking Fast Slow by Daniel Kahneman. I don't know how to say his last name. And I'm also thinking Stoner by John Williams. YouTube do not censor, block us because I said the word stoner. So those are my two options. I'm thinking more towards thinking fast and slow, but right now it's up in the air.
Mm.
So next we're gonna be talking about our drinks of the day. Chloe, would you like to start?
Yes. So currently, I'm drinking Minute Maid orange pineapple vitamin C because we all heard that cough. And
Sorry.
then I have some water in my Owala. How about you, Philip?
I I have cherry twist Alani today.
Mmm.
Eventually it's gonna be one of every flavor.
Okay.
I'm gonna start like a montage where it's like just every single flavor I've ever drinking
No,
on
literally.
here.
So, do you want to talk about our current reads now?
Yeah. So my wait, I need to pull up the Goodreads. So book I'm reading is Jeremy Renner's My Next Breath, which I talked about last episode. I'm now 80% of the way through, locked in. So my next book I'm reading is moving on, The Sundown Motel by Simone Saint. Is that how you say that? Saint.
Hmm.
Simone Saint James. I'm currently 23% of the way through.
Is it good so far?
I mean, it's okay. It's like the same thing as Perks, where it's like at the beginning it's like something catastrophic happens and then they just act like nothing happened after that.
Oh. I'm gonna start reading it this weekend once I finish this book I'm currently reading, which
Which
is,
is
sorry, I got excited because
I
that
don't know
kind of
how to react to
ate.
that.
I'm currently reading The Game by Lenore Solis. This is a little football romance. She's like works for the PR for the football team, the NFL team. I'm reading this on my iPad because it screams Wattpad book. I was reading it on my Kindle, but I couldn't do it because I was like, this is not real. This is AI. So I had to switch to my iPad to read it like it was a Wattpad book and read it on my phone. Because that's the only way I can get through it. But I am 70% through it. Finished. I plan on finishing it today. And there's another book that I'm about to start called That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. Remember I sent that to you?
Stop, you're actually reading those books?
Yes, I got it on, I got it on Libby. I got off the whole, so
The time I got drunk and needed a potion at a werewolf?
so I'm gonna read it. I'm excited. I'm gonna read it. And then I'm gonna start my book of the month. as well this weekend. It's currently Saturday, so I'm gonna have to lock in
So,
because
so which weekend are we talking about?
this weekend. But last night was rough. Last night was rough. That editing that podcast just blew me. But I'm gonna try. That's why I'm recording. That's the vlog. Trying to read all these books this weekend. Well, I don't need to finish our book, but I want to start it. I'm gonna finish the other two though and start ours. But yeah, those are my current reads. Now we're going to be talking about some fall book recommendations that you guys can read during the fall for the rest of October, November, all these the Burr months. So our first recommendation is Not Quite Dead Yet by Holly Jackson. I'm going to read the summary. In 7 days, Jet Mason will be dead. Jet is the daughter of one of the wealthiest families in Woodstock, Vermont. 27 years old, she's still waiting for her life to begin. I'll do it later, she always says. She has time. Until Halloween night, when Jet is violently attacked by an unseen intruder. She suffers a catastrophic head injury. The doctor is certain that within a week the injury will trigger a deadly aneurysm. Jet has never thought of herself as having enemies, but now she looks at everyone in a new light. Her family, her former best friend turned sister-in-law, her ex-boyfriend. She has at most 7 days, and as her condition deteriorates, she has only her childhood friend, Billy, for help. But nevertheless, she's absolutely determined to finally finish something. Jet is going to solve her own murder. So I personally read this book recently. Like this was one of my latest reads. I feel like this book gives fall vibes because first of all, it's set during Halloween and the like first week in November because it's like over a week. Um, so it's set in the fall. So and then it's like a mystery thriller, which I feel like also gives fall. So I
Hmm.
definitely recommend. And Philip
I
started this
started the
book.
I
Yeah,
started the book and then I got a memoir and then I kind of ditched it. But I'm about to start reading it again because I'm almost
yeah.
done Renner's book.
Hmm.
So our next book is Donna by Adalyn Grace. That's what it looks like. So now the summary. Orphaned as a baby, 19-year-old Signa has been raised by a string of guardians, each one more interested in her wealth than her well-being, and each has met an untimely end. Her remaining relatives are the elusive Hawthorns, an eccentric family living at. Sorry, my throat got raspy. Da, 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 da. Living at Thorn Grove, an estate both glittering and gloomy. Its patriarch mourns his late wife through wild parties while his son grapples for control of the family's wanting a reputation. I'm a mess today. And his daughter suffers from a mysterious illness. But when their mother's restless spirit appears claiming she was poisoned, Signa realizes that the family she depends on could be in grave danger and enlists the help of a surly stable boy to hunt down the killer. However, Signa's best chance of uncovering the murderer is an alliance with himself, a fascinating, dangerous shadow who has never been far from her side, though he's made her life a living HE double hockey sticks. I don't know if I can say that word. Death shows Signa that their growing connection may be more powerful and more irresistible than she ever dared imagine.
So I also read this book recently and I feel like it's perfect for the fall because it's like a spookier type vibe. You're dealing with spirits and death and stuff like that. So I feel like it gives vintage fall Bridgerton type vibes because there's like a ball. So I feel like
Hmm.
that could really hit if you're looking for a romance to see. There's some romance in there. So I feel like it could really hit for a romance as well.
I
The
actually
ne
just bought this book at Walmart.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was at Walmart. Okay, so
Yay.
like here's a problem is I go into a store and I find the book section and then I take pictures of the book section so I can film my TBR.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll pick it up. I picked up a few series. I don't know if I'm gonna finish them or not,
Hmm.
but I did pick up the book. So
Period. I recommend. I need to read the second one. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so I might try to read it on there before I buy it because I
you and
want to
your Kindle
buy.
Unlimited.
Huh?
I said you and your Kindle Unlimited.
I love my Kindle Unlimited. Because I need to buy 11/22/63. The next book is They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. The summary says, on September 5th, a little after midnight, Death Cast calls Mateo Torres and Rufus Emeterio to give them some bad news. They're going to die today. Mateo and Rufus are total strangers, but for different reasons. They're both looking to make a new friend on their end day. The good news, there's an app for that. It's called The Last Friend, and through it, Rufus and Mateo are about to meet up for one last great adventure to live a lifetime in a single day. I also read this book. Um,
Just throwing shade at me for not reading any of these books.
no, no, no. I'm just saying because they're like, why is she talking? Why is she talking in the podcast? And wondering why I'm talking. Um, but I also read this book. It gives more sad vibes, but it kind of gives more summer. I can't even lie. Now that I read, like now that I'm thinking about it. But it's September, which is a burr month, so it could be fall. It could be fall. But I feel like it's just because like they talk about sweating, and I don't know. I feel like
You
that just
you can sweat in winter.
I know, but like it just gave like I don't know, sticky heat. I don't know.
Sticky is crazy. So our next book is Death in the Cards by Mia P. Manis. You get the idea. You can read it for yourself. Can you see that?
Yeah.
That book. Danica Dizon is a natural problem solver. Thanks to her private investigator mom and mystery author dad, she's equipped with the skills to offer guidance to anxious classmates who come to her for a tarot reading between classes. For a price, of course. I I hate that too. Oh, when one of her clients vanishes shortly after their dealt a death card, the girl's younger sister Gabby begs Danica to figure out what went wrong. Danica takes on the case, thinking it's a perfect way to prove to her parents that she should be an official investigator in the family's detective agency.
I read this book, and I think it's perfect for fall because it's set for like during school months, and um, it has like again a mystery, eerie type vibe. So I recommend. So now we're talking about Babel by R.F. Kuang. Summary. 1828. Robin Swift, orphaned by cholera. Is that it? Whatever.
Cholera. It's cholera.
Okay. Orphaned by cholera and Canton, is brought to London by the mysterious Professor Lovell. There, he trains for years in Latin, ancient Greek, and Chinese, all in preparation for the day he'll enroll in Oxford University's prestigious Royal Institute of Translation, also known as Babel. The tower and its students are the world's center for translation and, more importantly, magic. Silver working, the art of manifesting the meaning lost in translation using enchanted silver bars, has made the British unparalleled in power, as the arcane crafts serves the empire's quest for colonization. For Robin, Oxford is a utopia dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge. But knowledge obeys power, and as a Chinese boy raised in Britain, Robin realizes serving Babel means betraying his motherland. As his studies progress, Robin finds himself caught between Babel and the shadowy Herm Society, an organization dedicated to stopping imperial expansion. When Britain pursues an unjust war with China over silver and opium, Robin must decide, can powerful institutions be changed from within, or does revolution always require violence? So I think this book is great for fall, because it's like it's a dark academia, which I just feel like gives fall, because I just feel like that's the season. Um, yeah, that's really why. It's just because it's a dark academia, so I feel like it gives fall.
So our next book is our next book is Five Survive by Holly Jackson. Once again, I actually did read this book like a few years ago, but like
Yeah, I
was it a
read
few
it
years?
too.
I don't remember when I read it. It's just it
It
seems
did not come out a few years ago. It came out like last year. It came out.
it did.
Yeah.
I don't remember when I read it. It just looks familiar. Okay, now on to the summary. 18-year-old Red and her friends are on a road trip in an RV heading to the beach for spring break. It's a long drive, but spirits are high until the RV breaks out in the middle of nowhere. There's no mobile phone reception and nobody around to help. And as the wheels are shot out one by one, the friends realize this is no accident. There's a sniper out there in the dark watching them, and he knows exactly who they are. One of the group has a secret that the sniper is willing to kill for. A game of cat and mouse plays out as the group desperately tries to get help and to work out which member of the group is a target. Buried, buried secrets are forced to light in the cramped, claustrophobic setting of the RV, and, and tensions within the group will reach deadly levels. Not everyone will survive the night. So
Hmm.
I read this book.
I did as
It's
well. Five Survive is a good book because the mystery aspect is really I feel like it gives like mystery, fall. Even though this did take place in spring break, so maybe spring,
yeah, I was gonna say,
but we already read it, so it's gonna get
although
included.
like to be fair, just because it says spring break, like any thriller or murder mystery is like a Halloween book.
Exactly, that's what I'm
Like it
thinking.
doesn't matter on the theme of the book, it just matters on the genre of the book.
Yes.
Only because I feel like I would associate romance in like the summertime.
Yeah. I get that, yeah. Hmm.
Spring and winter, I don't really care about.
Yeah, they're
No,
not
like
as like
exactly like what genre would you read in spring?
yeah. Because
Or
all I
like
think about is winter is like Christmas, but then after that it's wraps.
I guess Valentine's Day would be a romance, but like also not really. I
Yeah.
feel like summer's more romance. Spring can be like novels and like memoirs, and then winter can be like
Fiction.
no, just nothing because winter's not that spectacular.
Like I feel like Bear Town screams a winter book.
Okay, I guess like the books where it's like it like mentions like a cabin of some sort maybe.
Yeah. Okay, the next book is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. It says, under the influence of their charismatic classics professor, a group of clever, eccentric misfits at an elite New England college discover a way of thinking and living that is a world away from the humdrum existence of their contemporaries. But when they go beyond the boundaries of moral morality, they slip gradually from obsession to corruption and betrayal, and at last, inexorably into evil. She had to sign that out. That was rough. I like this is also a dark academia, which I feel like screams fall just because it's a dark academia.
Our next book is my foot's itchy. Our next book is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. I think it's how you say her name. That's what
Yeah.
it looks like. Um, oh Jesus Christ, I do not know how to say her name. Elspeth. Elspeth. Don't know, don't care. Needs a monster. The monster might be her. Elspeth Spindle needs more than luck to stay safe in the eerie, mist-locked kingdom of Blunder. She needs a monster. She calls him. My dyslexia is so bad today. She calls him the nightmare, an ancient Mercial, I think. I don't know. Spirit trapped in her head. He protects her, he keeps her secrets, but nothing comes for free, especially magic. When Elspeth meets a mysterious highwayman on the forest road, her life takes a drastic turn. Thrust into a world of shadow and deception, she joins a dangerous quest to cure Blunder from the dark magic infecting it. And the highwayman, he just so happens to be the king's nephew, captain of the most dangerous men in Blunder, and guilty of high treason. Together they must gather 12 provenance cards, the keys to the cure. But as the stakes heighten and their undeniable attraction intensifies, Elspeth is forced to face her darkest secret yet, the nightmares slowly taking over her mind, and she might not be able to stop him.
Mm. Guys, we might read that for my book club, so be on the lookout. Oh my God, that's actually
Wow.
so funny. My two book club options are back to back. I didn't even mean to do that.
Mine aren't because mine aren't. Wait, is it a romance book?
No.
What's the genre of it?
Well, One Dark Window is like a romantasy. I don't know what
Okay.
11/22/63 is. I just really want to read the book. Okay. The next book is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. On November 22nd, 1963, three shots rang out in Dallas. President Kennedy died, and the world changed. What if you could change it back? Stephen King's heart-stoppingly dramatic new novel is about a man who travels back in time to prevent the JFK assassination, a thousand-page tour de force. Following his massively successful novel Under the Dome, King sweeps readers back in time to another moment, a real-life moment when everything went wrong, the JFK assassination. And he introduces readers to a character who has the power to change the course of history. Jake Epping is a 35-year-old high school English teacher in Lisbon Falls, Maine, who makes extra money teaching adults in a GED program. He receives an essay from one of the students, a gruesome, harrowing first-person story about the night 50 years ago when Harry Dunning's father came home and killed his mother, his sister, and his brother with a hammer. Harry escaped with a smashed leg, as evidenced by his crooked walk. Not much later, Jake's friend Al, who runs the local diner, divulges a secret. His storeroom is a portal to 1958. He enlists Jake on an insane and insanely possible mission to try to prevent the Kennedy assassination. So begins Jake's new life as George Amberson in his new world of Elvis and JFK, of big American cars and sock hops, of a troubled loner named Lee Harvey Oswald, and a beautiful high school librarian named Sadie Dunhill, who becomes the love of Jake's life, a life that transgresses all the normal rules of time. It's a
I
burr. It's set during the burrs.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Like as we're talking about these books, I'm like slowly adding them to my Goodreads.
Look, I'm putting you on for real. I'm putting you on.
So our next book we're going to be talking about is Immortal Dark by I don't know how to say that. Taijist Gurma. So sorry if I say that wrong. So Immortal Dark by Taijist Gurma. Whoa. It began long before my time, but something has always hunted our family. Orphan heiress Kaiden Adane grew up far from the arcane society she was born into, where human bloodlines gain power through vampire companionship. When her sister June disappears, Kaiden is convinced a vampire stole her, the very vampire bound to their family. The cruel yet captivating, no clue how to say that, Sasenios, Sagara, no clue. To find June, Kaiden must infiltrate the elite Yolks. Why? Giving the dyslexic person the difficult books to pronounce.
Sorry.
With these impossible character names, like what the heck? I can't even see that. Oxley University, where students study to ensure peaceful coexistence between humans and vampires and inherit their family legacies. Kaiden must survive living with Sasenios, even as he does everything he can do to drive her away. It doesn't matter that Sasenios' wickedness speaks to Kaiden's own violent nature and tempts her to surrender to a life of darkness. She must find her sister and kill Sasenios at all costs. The word, the name Sasenios is like actually kind of funny to me. When a murder mirroring June's disappearance shakes Oxley, Kaiden sinks further into the ruthless underworld of vampires, risking her very soul. There she discovers a century-old threat, and June could be at the center of it. To save her sister, Kaiden must bring Oxley to its knees and either break free from the horrors of her own actions or embrace the dark entanglements of love and the blood it requires. That was a tongue twister.
I was thinking about this being my book of the month too, but I kind of just want to read it.
I know. I feel like the books I do for the book of the month are like ones that I don't genuinely want to read.
Yeah, like it's like I don't want to read it and like worry about content for it. Okay. The next book is We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. It says taking readers deep into a labyrinth of dark neurosis. We Have Always Lived in the Castle is a deliciously unsettling novel about a perverse, isolated, and possibly murderous family and the struggle that ensues when a couple arrives at their estate. I bought this book, but I never read it while I was in Philly, and it just gives like creepy horror. book. So,
That's
okay.
amazing.
Yeah.
So our next book is A Nightingale by Chris and Hannah. France is set in France, 1939. In the quiet village of Carriveau, Vivienne says goodbye to her husband Antoine as he heads for the front. She doesn't believe that the Nazis will invade France, but invade they do. In in droves of marching soldiers, the caravans of trucks and tanks, and the planes that fill the skies, and drop bombs upon the innocent. When a German captain, why am I actually struggling? When the German captain requisitions, you get the idea. Vivian's home. She and her daughter must live with the enemy or lose everything. Without food or money or hope, as dangers escalate all around them, she is forced to make one impossible choice after another to keep her family alive. Vivian's sister, Isabel, is a rebellious 18-year-old searching for a purpose with all the reckless passions of youth. While thousands of Parisians march into the unknown terrors of war, she meets Gaetan, so sorry for saying that wrong, a partisan who believes the French can fight the Nazis from within France. And she falls in love as only the young can completely. But when he betrays her, Isabel joins the resistance and never looks back, risking her lifetime and again to save others.
Next book we have is The Dead Poet Society by N.H. Kleinbaum, whatever. Todd Anderson and his friends at Wilton Academy can hardly believe how different life is since their new English professor, the flamboyant John Keating, has challenged them to make your lives extraordinary. Inspired by Keating, the boys resurrect the Dead Poet Society, a secret club where, free from the constraints and expectations of school and parents, they let their passions run wild. As Keating turns the boys onto the great words of Byron, Shelley, and Keats, they discover not only the beauty of language, but the importance of making each moment count. But the dead poets' pledges soon realize that their newfound freedom can have tragic consequences. Can the club and the individuality it inspires survive the pressure from authorities determined to destroy their dreams? Oh yeah, this is a good book for fall because I mean personally I love this book. I love the movies. They're like one of my favorite like movies and stuff. And again, it's like during the school setting. It kind of goes from fall to winter in this book, so maybe read around November. But yeah,
Okay, so our last and final book is probably one that's like very popular. Is it popular?
yeah,
I didn't read it because I think it's stupid.
I love Twilight. Like,
I didn't get to intro it yet.
oh,
There's
sorry,
a bug on my screen. So our last and final book is Twilight by Stephanie Meyer.
Myers.
About three things I was absolutely positive. First, Edward was a vampire. Second, there was a part of him, and I didn't know how dominant that part might be, that thirsted for my
Yeah,
blood. And third, I was unconditionally and irref, irref,
irrevocably,
irref, yeah,
irrevocably.
that one, in love with.
I've heard this quote so many times, it, like really gets me every time. I love Twilight so much. Like
I
Twilight's
didn't
my
read it because I
comfort
think it's stupid.
movies. I need to finish the books though. My little sister finished them, but I need to finish the books. I think I'm on I'm gonna reread them because I don't remember when I read the first one. I know I did, but I don't remember it at all, so I want to reread them. But I think I have the first three at home. I should bring them actually. Do I have one?
I
Wait, I
don't
think
have
I brought
any.
one. I think I have one. I actually can't see from over here. I was trying to look. That's it for this episode of The Notable Readers.
We're Chloe and Philip, and we love bringing you into our book chats.
Follow the podcast as well as our other links so you don't miss our next episode.
And until then,
Happy reading!